Things got a little hot last time. Let's continue to listen to Sunny as she tells Cam all about her Sunday evening experience. AfterGlow, Part 2. Retelling the story later that day, I felt every emotion from earlier wash over me again. I didn't want Hillaney to leave. I wanted him to stay a little longer, to linger in this moment with me. Yet, I understood he had company in town that he needed to see, and I respected that. Still, a quiet hope nestled inside of me that one day I could share all of my tomorrows with this wonderful guy. Earlier, I had bared my soul to Hillaney, telling him about Brenton, how he treated me and how he only cared about his own pleasures. When Hillaney asked me why I would allow myself to go along with things that made me uncomfortable, his questions pierced through the usual haze of self-doubt. In that moment, I realized I'd been chasing something elusive. I just wanted to be wanted. I'd convinced myself that I had to go out of my way, sacrifice a piece of who I was, just to earn someone's desire. It wasn't just Brenton. It had been with Keller, too. For years, I had played the role of caretaker, always catering to his moods and whims. Keller was given everything he wanted by his family and friends, and I became nothing more than a convenience, a support system that made his life easier without ever questioning my own worth. I'd stood by him through every high and low, never once demanding the same level of care or consideration in return. The conversation with Hillaney forced me to confront a painful truth. I had never truly understood my own worth. I was so busy trying to be everything for everyone else that I'd forgotten to be true to myself. If I ever wanted to share a future with someone like Hillaney, a man who was respectful, attentive, and genuine, I needed to learn to demand more from my relationships, to value myself as much as I expected others to. In that moment, as I watched the echoes of our conversations fade into the night, I knew that I had to start believing in my own worth. I deserved love that was equal and fulfilling, not one that left me feeling like a mere accessory in someone else's life. And that was a realization I was finally ready to embrace. Cam was impatiently staring at Sunny with her mouth wide open. "What?" she screamed. "What the hell happened next? Telling me you became a cowboy on that ass?" Sunny almost spit out her tea. "Unfortunately, no. He said he wasn't ready," Sunny answered. "Shit, I don't think you can get any more ready than you were. He was all up in your lady space, and you clearly gave him some results, judging by the glow on your face. What does he mean by y'all wasn't ready?" Cam asked while pouring another glass of wine. "Hill didn't have any protection, and I'm not on birth control. You know I hate putting anything that is not natural in my body." "You couldn't get any more natural than that, and you didn't even put it in your body. Who gives a flying flip? Dance about all that." Karen laughed, shaking her head. "It sounds like Mr. Wide Receiver was all set to deliver the ball." She let out an exasperated sigh. "Dang, girl, I'm about to drink an entire second bottle just messing with you and your emotions." Kamren grabbed the bottle of wine we were sharing and took a long, deliberate gulp before launching into her analysis of my experience with Hillaney. "Oh my God, I need some weed for your sex life," she declared, her tone equal parts amused and incredulous. "Brenton was such trash. You know he never managed to bring out the lioness in you, and Keller is so damn trapped in his own head. But this dude, Hillaney, at least he brought out that sexy side you've been hiding all along. I always knew you had it in you. You just needed the right fingers to unlock your magic." I couldn't help but smile at her bold assessment. Kamren was always on a roll with her outrageous stories. She would spoil me with the tales of seduction on rooftops and wild nights out. Today, though, her words struck a different chord. Here I was, reflecting on an encounter that left me reeling, and her unapologetic enthusiasm made it feel a little more real. Her words stirred something inside me, a mix of shock, validation, and hope. In that moment, I began to wonder if maybe I wasn't destined to settle for the half-hearted attention of the past. "Are you guys together?" Cam asked, raising an eyebrow in pure inquisitiveness. After I woke up, but before I could finish, Cam burst out laughing. "Damn, you put a whole fine-ass dude to sleep and he didn't even take a dip? You're more powerful than I thought you were. We need to toast to that shit." Her voice boomed with excitement. I tried to regain control of the conversation. "As I was saying, we're taking things slow." "Slow?" Cam interrupted sharply. "Y'all just went from being the tortoise and the hare to the Indy 500 in one day, and now you're taking this slow?" She dropped to her knees, her eyes locked in on mine with a mischievous glint. Her playful tone and relentless teasing caught me off guard. In that moment, the energy in the room shifted, a mix of humor, challenge, and genuine curiosity. I paused, searching for the right words as Cam's intense gaze made it impossible to ignore the wild ride our relationship had just become. "Calm down. Can I finish?" I said, forcing myself to steady my voice. "Thank you. Hill and I are taking it slow because he understands that the situation with Keller is still unresolved. Besides, he was tired. He had just played a game. He didn't even do his usual rehab because he wanted to come visit me and hang out with his friends." Kamren raised an eyebrow with surprise. "You told him about Keller?" she asked, half amused and half incredulous. "You are so damn honest." I sighed. "What was I supposed to do? I don't want any confusion. I believe that all parties involved should know what's going on." Kamren leaned in. "Does Keller know that you almost opened up your sacral chakra with Hillaney?" I groaned inwardly and shook my head. "No. Keller hasn't spoken to me in months, and when he saw Hillaney and to me together, he was so cold." Kamren's expression softened as she spoke. "Sissy, that's my brother, and I love him, but he's too caught up in what this relationship might take away from you both instead of what it could bring. You can't stop your evolution by waiting for him to get out of his head." I paused, letting her words sink in. In that moment, I knew I needed to decide for myself what kind of future I deserved. Cam continued. "He left you alone to figure out something he needed to be a part of. Go on and enjoy the company of what sounds like a god. Only a guy can unleash so much pleasure that it helps a woman realize her power." Her words hit me like a revelation. That's what I loved about Cam. She always went deep, unafraid to say what needed to be said. As my older sister, she had never taken sides when it came to me and Keller. And right now she was right. I reached out to Keller, desperate for some explanation, some connection, but he refused my calls. What else was there to do? I realized then that I couldn't cling to someone who left me in silence. Instead, I had to follow my heart and live in the moment. With Hillaney, every touch, every glance, every stolen moment felt like a promise of something new, something powerful. I decided I was ready to embrace this thrilling possibility, to reclaim my strength and my joy, and to step into a future where I was celebrated for who I truly am.